Located midway between the sea and the mountains, Girona boasts a privileged position. The Old Town is one of the most evocative historical centers in Catalonia, with certain elements that are unique in Europe. The Carolingian Wall, an exceptionally well-conserved Jewish quarter, and the grandeur of the cathedral's nave, the widest Gothic nave in the world. The mosaic of houses painted in bright colors between the river and the cathedral is also a famous image of Girona. The first houses were built here in the 18th century on the old river walls and were painted in ochre, yellow, and orange. A quick drive from Girona brings us to the city of Figueres and home to the Salvador Dalí Theatre Museum. Built upon the remains of the former Figueres Theatre, it is a truly unique museum space, envisioned and created by Dalí himself as a total work of art, in the manner of the Grand Surrealist. The museum shapes the structure of Dalian creativity and provides a delightful and unique tour of Dalí's artistic career and life. It covers Impressionist, Futurist, Cubist, Pointillist, and Fauvist canvases, as well as Surrealist and nuclear mystical works, and his last creations of 1980 to 1983. East of the Dalí Theatre Museum, on a small bay next to Cadaqués, lies the fishing hamlet of Portligat, where Dalí lived and worked for many years. Dalí's house in Portligat has been converted into the Casa Museo Salvador Dalí, and all the rooms have windows of different shapes and proportions, framing the same landscape that is a constant point of reference in Dalí's work, the Portligat Bay. An enjoyable stroll brings you to Cadaqués. Situated right on the Cap de Cruz Peninsula, Cadaqués is one of the most symbolic places on the Costa Brava. Its rocky coast, fringed by beautiful beaches and quiet coves, forms one of its main attractions, together with the incredible landscape offered by the Cap de Cruz Natural Park. The source of inspiration for internationally famous painters and artists for decades, today Cadaqués enjoys an intense cultural life, as witnessed by its many museums and art galleries. Just over the French border on the Costa Brava is the picturesque seaside town of Collioure. It belongs to the territory known as Northern Catalonia, or French Catalonia, which came under French sovereignty in 1659. Later in the 1900s, Collioure became a center of artistic activity, with several Fauve artists making it their meeting place. Derain, Matisse, and Picasso were inspired by Collieure's royal castle, medieval streets, lighthouse converted into church, Notre Dame des Anges, and typical Mediterranean bay. Also important to Collioure's history, its cemetery contains the tombs of the English novelist Patrick O'Brian and Spanish poet Antonio Machado, who fled in exile to France at the end of the Spanish Civil War. Returning back towards Barcelona reveals a visit to the Exile Memorial Museum in La Jonquera. The museum commemorates the hundreds of thousands of political refugees that fled Franco's fascist Spain after losing the Civil War in 1939. Filled with pictures, drawings, news reports, and films of the last days of the Republican government of Spain, the Exile Memorial Museum is a place for memory, history, and critical reflection. Girona, a province of immeasurable beauty, medieval roots, rich artistic culture, and significant historic treasures.